Hey YouTubers, today's question of the day is, what is your favorite candy? Mine is hot tamales. I was never a big fan of candy. I never really liked sweet things. Like, I hate chocolate as much as, everyone else thinks it's weird. But hot tamales are great. And the best thing about them is they aren't sweet. They're hot. And I really like cinnamon and as a general fact. So yeah, they're effing hot.
Hey guys, a lot of you have been saying, why do you always use the same Pokemon, Tim? Why don't you use some new Pokemon, Tim? And you know what? Fine. I accepted this No Legends battle from a kid named Tomas on the Serebii chat room, and I get to show you guys some new Pokemon. This is my main team Sizor, but I like him, so screw you. I U-turn away as he paralyzes me first, though, and I go into Breloom, and this is the usual Spore, Seed Bomb, Focus Punch, and Substitute Breloom. And I decide to, of course, Spore him, and now I'm going to set up the Substitute on his switch. Now, he goes into Salamence, and he intimidates me, and that's kind of lame, but I'm still going to get the free Focus Punch just because it's free damage, even if it is intimidated and resisted by Salamence. And even after being resisted and intimidated, it still does that much damage. Breloom is a friggin' beast. I love it so much. So anyway, I go out in a Houndoom here, and Flash Fire is always fun to have on your team when you have Pokemon that are weak to fire. So he gets the Flash Fire, but I'm not going to stay in fearing the Earthquake or something, so I go into Gliscor, and he goes into Snorlax. This isn't the usual Gliscor. This is actually an attack Gliscor. It's a Hyper Cutter with, as you can see, Hyper Cutter with Swords Dance. Now, I know I'm probably not going to do a whole lot, but I decided to test out Ice Fang on it since I can't use Earthquake, obviously. And unfortunately, it doesn't do that much damage, but I do get the flinch, so that's kind of nice. But I'm going to go out into Bronzong here as he waterfalls, and that's whatever. I'm going to set the Reflect now, knowing he's probably going to Dragon Dance, but that's okay for me. So I set up the Reflect, and now I'm going to set up the Stealth Rocks, which is going to be really helpful later on. So that's what I do. He gets the second Dragon Dance, and fortunately I have the Gyro Ball, but this Gyarados packs Reflect, which is weird. I haven't seen Reflect Gyarados in such a long time. So I'm going to Gyro Ball him. And it does pretty good damage because of the +2 speed he has, even if he does resist it. But he protects again, and Protect actually ends up saving his Gyarados. And why waste a slot on Protect? In my opinion, there's just so many better options. There's Taunt, which would have screwed me over as well. And, of course, Ice Fang to get rid of dragons, or even Stone Edge. But, I don't know. So now I go into Sizor, and I decide to Bullet Punch. And he doesn't quite kill me with Waterfall. He actually protects as I get paralyzed for some reason. I don't even know why he decided to protect there. I mean, his chances are still the same. I mean, it's not like he has leftovers or something. But, in any regard, he does protect when I get paralyzed, and then I Bullet Punch him, so there you go. So he's thinking about what to do, and he goes into his Metagross, and I'm not going to stay in. I want to save Scizor to Bullet Punch something later, maybe. And I go into Gliscor. And he Meteor Mashes me and gets the attack raise. How annoying is that? But then he thinks to Bullet Punch me instead of actually doing another Meteor Mash, which would have KO'd. So instead he Bullet Punches me, and that doesn't do a whole lot. And now he kind of has to Bullet Punch me again because Gliscor is faster than Metagross. So, haha, you didn't kill my Gliscor. I love Gliscor. He's kind of cool. I don't know. He's one of those Pokemon I'm always contemplating putting in my main team, but just never got around to it. All these Pokemon are pretty much those kind of Pokemon. But, I suppress the Intimidate again, which is cool. And I'm going to try to Ice Fang. Hopefully he overpredicts and maybe Dragon Dances, I don't even know. But, he actually does Dragon Pulse, meaning it's a special, Salamence. And I'm going to Bullet Punch, getting rid of his Salamence, which is cool. So now he's thinking about what to switch in, and he goes into Snorlax, and there's not a whole lot I can do to Snorlax, but then I get paralyzed, then he gets the crit, so that's annoying. Really, really, really annoying. And now I really, really, really need some luck. So I go into Miss Magius, and I love this Miss Magius, by the way. It's such a shame I can't put it in my main team, but unfortunately he has the crunch, so that's life. I try to set up the sub, but then he crunches and breaks the sub. So I go into Houndoom, knowing crunch isn't going to do a whole lot. And I'm just going to burn him with Will-O-Wisp, and that's going to have his attack, which is nice. He still has a load of damage with return to Houndoom, though. Then again, Houndoom isn't really known for his defenses. But I go into Miss Magius again, and I eat his return, which is nice. And I'm going to put up the sub and Calm Mind. As you can see. He decides to curse. And I'm like, oh man, that's not good. So I Calm Mind. And he rests, and I'm like, crap. This is not good, because he's definitely holding the Chesto Berry. And that's really, really, really bad. So I used Hidden Power Fighting. And luckily I get the crit. You know, repaying him for that para/crit hacks that he got against my Sizor. So I'm going to try it again, hoping it's a KO, but it's just not. He survived with like 1 hit point, and that's just bad. And he kills me off with Crunch. But now I can finish him with Houndoom. And he does something really lame up here. His only last guy is a Swampert and, of course, the Miltank. So obviously I can win with Breloom, but instead of taking the loss like a man, he decides to disconnect and blame my lucky crit on the Hidden Power Fighting for my victory. Now, granted, that is what gave me victory in the end, but he got more than enough luck early in the battle, like that crit against Sizor and his para hacks. So, I don't know. This guy's just a noob, but I still think it was a good game. I had a lot of fun with it. But rate, comment, subscribe, and don't forget my competition is still open. Link in the description. You can win some nice Pokies.